A group of survivors decided to hide behind the stadium walls from millions of zombies. Hello, everyone. This is a brief recap of the third and final episode of the first season of the zombie series Black Summer. If you missed the first two parts of the series, check the links in the video description. Two soldiers are sitting on a rooftop playing chess. Scattered gear and food rations below suggest they've been there for quite some time. Hearing a noise, they spot a new group of people coming into view. After a quick discussion, the newcomers split into two groups. Rose heads toward the building's entrance while Sun's group hides around the corner. Inside the building, Rose, Manny, and Carmen are seen through surveillance cameras. A guard notices them on the screens. When he asks what they want, Manny gestures toward the women and asks if the guard likes them. The guard lets them in, carefully checking for weapons, especially eyeing Rose, and sends them down in an elevator to an underground den full of debauchery and illegal substances. Rose is brought to a room filled with people under the influence and told to wait. She is visibly nervous. Lance is also in that room, lying weak and dazed on a nearby cot. Rose doesn't notice him, but he sees her. When the guard returns, Lance witnesses what appears to be an act of violence against Rose. He quietly moans and cries, almost begging for them not to hurt her, but he's too weak to move or intervene. Meanwhile, in another part of the building, Manny and Carmen let the rest of the group into the complex. Carmen and William head back, while Manny, Spears, and Sun make their way deeper inside to retrieve the weapons. Carefully moving through the corridors, they manage to take down the guards quickly and silently, without raising the alarm. They grab everything they can carry and escape through the ventilation shafts. At the same time, William and Carmen move through a techno-style dance party and reach the room with the electrical switches. William cuts the main power, while Carmen stays to guard the door. Turning off the lights causes chaos and panic throughout the place. William hears screams, sounds of a struggle, and then gunshots. Peeking out, he sees a woman covered in blood running down the hallway. William flees through another doorway, but soon he hears the growling of zombies and the screams of people behind him. Rose is supposed to distract the guard, but things escalate quickly when she finds herself facing his unwanted advances. Lance's scream distracts the guard. Rose notices Lance and feels both surprise and joy. The head guard approaches him threateningly, but at that moment the lights go out and chaos erupts. The guard leaves to deal with the situation. Rose helps Lance to his feet and quickly leads him toward the exit as the screams grow louder and the panicked crowd surges in all directions. Under the influence of drugs, Lance moves slowly, but they still manage to escape outside. Their new ally blocks the door and sets it on fire with a Molotov cocktail to deter the pursuers. Spears doesn't follow Manny and Sun through the ventilation shaft. Instead, he retraces their original path and nearly gets caught in the mad crowd once the lights go out. He manages to escape outside, blocks the door behind him, and makes it to the exterior vent where a bag of weapons is already waiting for him. From inside the shaft, the sounds of struggle and screams can be heard. Despite having a weapon, Spears faces a difficult choice, whether or not to intervene. Meanwhile, Sun and Manny keep crawling through the ventilation system. When the lights go out, they hear the panic breaking out below and speed up, trying to get out as fast as possible. Eventually, gunshots echo through the tunnels. The bullets miss Sun but fatally hit Manny. He's left in the ventilation shaft where he soon turns into a zombie. The girl grabs her bag of weapons and crawls to the exit as fast as she can. She manages to toss the bag outside but is grabbed before she can get out. Sun struggles fiercely, held back by the now-turned Manny, until Spears looks into the vent and shoots him. He helps Sun out, and together they run to safety, carrying only one bag of weapons. On the dance floor, Carmen lures a man closer, keeping a hidden knife at the ready. When the lights suddenly go out, she stabs him in the neck, triggering mass panic among the guests. With a satisfied look, she walks away calmly. Perhaps this was part of her personal mission after the heist. Meanwhile, Spears and Sun flee the chaos and the zombies, finding shelter in a nearby storage room. They only have one bag of weapons left and open it to check what's inside. Whatever Sun's past may be, she clearly knows her way around weapons, confidently and professionally inspecting the barrel and scope of one of the guns. The rest of the group reunites with them. Spears is surprised to see Lance, while Sun is concerned about William, whose old injury is flaring up. He's limping again. Carmen immediately notices Manny's absence, and no one can find the words to tell her the truth. The group hides as several zombies run past. After a few gunshots, a voice comes through the radio saying the path is clear and it's safe to come out. It's the soldiers on the rooftop, the same ones who had captured Spears at the very beginning. They clearly recognize each other, but don't show it. The soldiers offer to lead the group through the warehouses, toward the city center, and eventually to the stadium. Rose thanks them and agrees. Along the way, they find a place to set up camp for a few hours and get some rest while bombers operate outside. It's too dangerous to go out before the airstrike ends. There's clear tension between Spears and the soldiers. They exchange veiled accusations and aggressive remarks. The soldiers share some details about how the infection spread. Denver was the first to fall, followed by most other densely populated urban areas. As a result of the evacuation, people are heading to remote places like Alaska or islands such as Cuba. Sun gives an emotional monologue. Although no one understands her words due to the language barrier, everyone feels the depth and meaning behind them. The group settles down for the night near the soldiers standing guard. Sometime later, Rose wakes up and notices that Spears and the soldiers are gone. She goes to look for them and comes across a zombie pinned to the ground, then sees the soldiers leading Spears down a dark corridor at gunpoint. They claim he's a criminal and that they're simply delivering justice. Spears tries to convince Rose that they're lying, that he's not who they say he is, and that they're not who they pretend to be either. They just need someone to use as bait. In the end, it doesn't matter who he was before. What matters is that he was there when it truly counted. Rose shoots one of the soldiers in the head and saves Spears. Together they return to the rest of the group, and everyone prepares to move out, dividing the weapons among themselves. Outside, their new companion whistles, and a dog runs up to him, the same one that once ran away from Lance. The man puts a leash on the dog and walks away, as if he now has everything he needs. The group silently watches him go, then continues on their way toward the stadium. It soon becomes clear that they're not the only ones heading toward the stadium. Several small groups and lone survivors form a sort of column, moving forward together. Everyone tries to contribute to the common cause by helping protect one another. When zombies appear, those at the front engage them to eliminate the threat. At first, everything goes relatively smoothly. And for regular people, they're doing a decent job of holding their ground. However, as zombies start appearing from different directions, it becomes harder and harder to avoid casualties, which inevitably leads to panic. In the chaos, a stray bullet hits Carmen. She doesn't even have time to fall before instantly turning into a zombie. The once organized column collapses in fear. People scream, scatter, and shoot wildly in every direction. Our group tries to stay together as much as possible, but they are soon separated. Sun, Spears, and Lance continue moving forward, covering each other. But soon, a zombie starts chasing Lance and Sun, and Spears are knocked unconscious by a blast wave. Regaining consciousness, they struggle to their feet and keep going. Meanwhile, Rose and William are moving together. Rose clears the path for William, who is struggling due to his worsening injury. He's also caught in the shockwave from the same explosion, but Rose helps him up. Together, they disappear into the cloud of settling dust and smoke. Poor Lance never gets a break. He nearly reaches the stadium, but after the explosion, he's stunned and moves too slowly. Suddenly, a horde of zombies blocks his path, and he's forced to run in the opposite direction, chased by the dead. This is the last time we see Lance. Sun and Spears reach the entryway to the stadium and try to hold back the zombies while waiting for Rose and William to catch up. They move forward together as fast as they can, fighting off zombies and pushing through barricades. They are practically dragging William, whose injured leg can no longer support him. Realizing there's no other choice and that the zombies are closing in fast, William insists that Sun shoot him and not slow down. When it becomes clear there's no time left, Rose shoots William in the head herself. He truly was one of the good ones. Sun is shocked and devastated, but there's no time to mourn. The zombies are nearly upon them. Without stopping, the three of them run to the gates and make it inside the stadium. The zombies are left outside the closed gates, unable to get in. However, the stadium, which should have been full of people if the evacuation had gone as planned, feels eerily empty. As they step onto the field, an armed man appears on the opposite side. They cautiously raise their weapons at each other. Eventually, he lowers his gun first, and a young girl with a weapon steps out beside him. It's Rose's daughter. She runs down from the stands and into her mother's arms. This is where the story of the first season ends.